Good YouTube, welcome back to my channel, but more specifically, welcome back to the 32 team bracket series. If you guys are new to this series, basically what I do is I take every single NFL team, there's 32 of them, I put 16 on the left, 16 on the right, and I make a giant March Madness style bracket, and the winner fights it out to the brackets, goes through the entire bracket, the Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final 4, all that to become the Super Bowl champions of 32 teams. Now, this is actually my 5th episode of this, meaning I've done this couple of times, and I want to keep it, fresh. I don't want to do it too many times where it just gets a little boring. So I'm adding a new twist, but this time, this twist wasn't actually created by me. The idea behind this video is by Alex Ferry, who says I should do the seeds in alphabetical order, and that is what this video is going to be, is alphabetical order based on the team name. So, which that means is the Chicago Bears, as in B for Bears, will be the number 1 seed, and the Minnesota Vikings, as in V for Vikings, will be the 32 seed. And every single team in the middle is in alphabetical order, 1 to 32. So as you guys know, these are pretty long videos, so sit back and relax. Live commentary over some pretty intense games, some pretty crazy games, and this bracket is a pretty crazy one. You probably won't guess who's going to win this one. Speaking of that, make your predictions down below, and also thank you to Alex Ferry with this video suggestion. Big shout out to him. As you can see, the comment should be on the screen right about now. But we're moving into the first look at this bracket, and then we'll get into the games. Let's go. Okay, so the 32 team bracket, this time it's alphabetically. Let's get to the matchup, starting with the number 1 Bears, number 32 Vikings, Giants, Jaguars, Chiefs, Rams, Chargers, Ravens, Broncos, Steelers, Eagles, Packers, Dolphins, Panthers, Browns, Seahawks, Bengals, Titans, Niners, Jets, Colts, Raiders, Cardinals, Redskins, Bills, Texans, Falcons, Lions, Cowboys, Patriots, and probably the best matchup in the last, Buccaneers, Saints. So let's draw 16 matchups. Of course, every team's in alphabetical order. Let's start with our first one, the number 1 Bears with B, and then the number 32 Vikings with V. Let's go. Okay, so the Vikings just need this one off, and believe it or not, this is actually the first ever 32nd seed to beat the number 1 seed. The final score was 28 to 23. Nothing special because I know it's alphabetical order seeding, but the Vikings will be the first team to move on in this bracket. Let's go. And this one gets close, a touchdown difference between the Jaguars and the Giants. What a lame matchup that is. But the Jaguars on the road, the 17th seed versus the 16th seed, will actually get this one done. Actually kind of surprised me because I believe the Jaguars are probably going to be the worst team next year. But the Jaguars are moving on to play the Vikings. On to the next game. So Jared Goff has some work to do with these outdated Jersey Rams. Here we go. So they have about 50 yards to go as they're sitting at 45. Actually a little bit more. Here they go. First play. Decides to throw it fast. This one's knocked out. 12 seconds now. Alright, here it comes. It could be the last play for the Rams. Last for the game, probably as well. Here we go. Jared Goff backs up. He's going to throw it fast again. I don't understand. And this one's just going to be knocked around, which means it's a turnover. And the Chiefs will get this ball and come out of Arrowhead with a 21-13 win as they're moving on to the second round of the bracket. Let's go. Okay, so the Ravens here at LA. I know it's kind of weird to see the Ravens on the road, but that's just how the alphabetical bracket works. Have a long way to go with Lamar Jackson as he's going to throw a route a little off, down by 4 with 1 minute and 30 seconds left, and they don't have any timeouts to work with. They're way back in their own territory with second down and 10 versus the Chargers. Like I said, the alphabetical bracket has made some really weird matchups, including this one, which is the Chargers, which I believe they are the number 8 seed, and the Ravens being the number 24 seed, which is a little weird. So the Ravens, unfortunately, are on the road in the first round. So here we go, Lamar Jackson looking for the pass again as he's almost gets sacked or deflected. He's going to throw one all the way down to his tight end, all the way up to midfield. Oh my goodness. From almost getting sacked or knocked out, not the ball knocked out. Throws a dart to midfield here. Look how close this is right here. Boom. Puts his hand, gets a little air under it, and gets the completion up to the Chargers shield around midfield. We're down to 1 minute and 10 now as Lamar Jackson's going to look for another throw. This one's almost a low throw, but it's complete, or it looks like Hollywood Brown. And we're down to 1 minute now as Lamar Jackson is running the table on this last offensive drive for the Baltimore Ravens. Down by 4, so once again, need that touchdown. Common theme in these games. We're down to 50 seconds left. No huddle has been called. Lamar Jackson's back up. And here we go. Backs up to midfield. He's going to pass this one again, of course. He's going to do another same route. He's going to get 8 yards. Big tackle for the Chargers right there. He's taken down infield range. And no first down. So time still ticks as a second down and 1. As the Ravens get back together, regroup, and look for another play under 30 seconds. No timeouts, so time is going by right now. Down to 25 seconds left. Lamar Jackson. Here he goes. Scans the field. Right in the middle. Up to the 20-yard. This one's actually dropped last second. Close to being a fumble. But this stops the clock at 19 seconds. And it's a big 3rd down and 1 for the Baltimore Ravens. Alright, here it comes. One of the big plays of the night here at LA. Hands off. Fakes the handoff. Backs up. Almost gets sacked. Throws another one. It is almost complete, but almost picked off at the same time, as that one was just wobbled in the air back and forth. What could have been a sack and what could have been a pick. Thankfully, the Ravens get another try at it. Here's a replay real quick. Gets close to the sack. Almost gets his hand on it. Knocked out. And then Derwin James just can't keep his hands on it. And here we are. The 4th down and 1 with 13 seconds left. They're going to line up pretty fast. They're pretty confident in this, I guess, as they still have to go 35 yards. Lamar Jackson looks for a short route. It's incomplete again. The defense for the Chargers knock it out. And this means Baltimore Ravens will go down in the first round of the playoffs, meaning the Chargers will move on to play the Chiefs in a really nice AFC West divisional matchup in the Sweet 16. As Tyrod Taylor, yes, you did hear that right, Tyrod Taylor will take the final knee for the Los Angeles Chargers, which will bring us into next game. We'll see you there. Don't be surprised to see a lot of upsets in this bracket as another team goes down pretty early with a good seed, and that is the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos walked in here number 4 seed only because they are high up in the alphabetical order, starting with a B, but they get taken down with the Steelers, which I believe are like the 28 seed, with a final score of 39-22, and we're moving on to the next game. Let's go. Okay, Carson Wentz, the Philadelphia Eagles, is lining up to take the final play, which is a victory formation for the Philadelphia Eagles as they take the final knee, and they'll win this game 38-37 as time will expire in the 4th quarter here in Lincoln Financial. So they are moving on to the 2nd round. Let's go. Okay, Tua Tagovailoa is in the game for the Miami Dolphins, and what could be a game-winning drive for them. He's going to fake the handoff, look for a pass, and he's going to get this one complete all the way up to the 40-yard line as he steps out of bounds. This game is tied at 27 each with a minute and 16 left. You can see Tua has thrown almost 300 yards today. No touchdowns, no picks. It's been a run-heavy game, definitely. Alright, with the clock stoppage, they save a timeout or save time, whatever. Tua is the only person in the backfield at the logo. Looks for the pass again, scans the field. He's going to air this one all the way to, it's a little far out. As you can see, the receiver was covered by 2 men in the Panthers uniforms, and that was in the back corner of the end zone. Just wasn't quite there. 2nd down and 10, but still a minute and 11 seconds left. The Panthers have kept up pretty hard for the Dolphins, even though it's been a really run-heavy game. Tua Tagovailoa back at the logo again. He has help in the backfield. Is he going to hand this ball off? No, he's going to look for the pass again. Extra blocker if needed. Slant route. Jukes the defender. He falls to his knees at the 20. Gets out to around the 15-yard line. Oh my goodness, what a dirty juke by Perry. Oh my, watch that again. Right here. You made him dive the entire other way. The Dolphins are in business after Perry puts on the juke. Oh, you made him turn the entire other way. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Alright, minute and 4 left. Alright, the Dolphins just decide to run in for a touchdown, which actually gives the Panthers some time on the board, and to just run up straight up the middle. Once again, another rushing touchdown for the Dolphins. No passing touchdowns in the game for the Dolphins, and Howard will run that one straight up the middle, and we'll bring it to a 6-point lead. Can the Panthers respond with about 30 seconds left? Let's see. Really, Madden? Really? Alright, here we go. We've seen this once in the series, a miracle and a Hail Mary. Actually, twice. Can we see it a 3rd time? I highly doubt not. But here we go. Phillip Walker's going to toss a early one out of bounds, and that's a turnover, which means the Dolphins secure the win, winning it 34-27. And honestly, the only reason why I think they won this was that nasty juke by Perry on the other side of the field. So Dolphins are moving on to the 2nd round. Let's go. Alright, oddly enough, the Cleveland Browns will get a win over the Seattle Seahawks, mainly because the Browns are 6 seed and the Seahawks are like, I don't know, like 25 or something. But the Cleveland Browns will barely win this one, 20-19, and that is the final game on the left side of the bracket in the 1st round. So let's go over the matchups we've done so far. or the upcoming matchups, I mean, we have the Vikings versus Jaguars, Chiefs versus Chargers, Steelers versus Eagles, and Dolphins versus Browns. Pretty cool matchups. Now let's head to the right side of the bracket to continue the first round. Alright, here we are in Cincinnati. The number 2 seeded Bengals, yes, they are the number 2 seed, are actually at overtime with number 31 Titans, which kind of makes sense. But here we go, got a dart delivered, it's dropped. It's now 2nd down and 10, repeat down. Logan Woodside is in for the Titans. I don't really know why, but Joe Burrow is starting for the Bengals. And apparently they made it to a overtime game, as we're down to a minute now. Next 4 wins, it's already been through both teams like multiple times. So any points up the board makes a winner. So let's see, as we have Logan Woodside. It was about 30 yards to go from maybe take a field goal for the win. Let's see. He looks all the time in the world, and he throws a pick! The Bengals get the ball back! And guess who's going to come back on the field? It's Joe Burrow with a minute left. And they're actually in their territory now, which means they have a chance of winning this game as Logan Woodside puts it right into the hands of an orange and black Bengal. And they're up to around the 45-yard line now. Can Joe Burrow push this into a field goal or maybe a touchdown? Let's see. They're actually right next to the field goal line. It's going to be a long, short gain is what they need. And Joe Burrow gets a completion for the first down all the way up to the 30, which means the Bengals are in range to win this game. The number 2 Bengals, all they need to do, timeout has been called to the Bengals, and they just need to kick a field goal for the win. Alright, here comes the 40-yard field goal for the Bengals to take a 3-point lead in overtime, or actually the win in overtime. Here it goes, kick is up. Can it get there? It sure will, which means the Bengals will win this game and move on, taking down the 31 Titans. And the number 2 Bengals are the first team to advance in the second side of the bracket, which is kind of funny, but only because they got home field advantage number 2 seed is probably why they're alive here. So Joe Burrow has some more things to prove on him going into the second round. Let's go. Okay, we are in San Francisco for a 17-10 game with only 30 seconds left, no timeouts on the board. So Sam Darnold has to create something quick and possibly just throw this one downfield. First down and 10, time is running. 17-10 game, touchdown is needed. Backs up, looks for the pass, airs this one. It's complete! Nothing but daylight to the 10! It's a touchdown! The Jets with a 69-yard touchdown to Denzel Mims, the rookie, from Sam Darnold. The Niners coverage by, I'm guessing, who's that, Richard Sherman? No, it's not. That'd been funny if it was. But Denzel Mims burns the coverage and ties this game up for the New York Jets, and we're going to see another overtime game. Alright, so the 49ers already had the ball, but had to punt it. They went 3 up and down was what I meant to say. And here are the Jets on offense now in the logo. Sam Darnold looking for the pass, and he's been diming these passes recently as he had the one to tie the game up, and now he has one that is clutch that puts the Jets in field goal range to get a really big win over the 49ers. Actually, a big upset too. Even though it's only 18-13 or 18 and 15 seeds, the Jets, pretty tough matchup to play the 49ers. So here they are, first down and 10. Still 3 minutes 40 seconds left in overtime. However, they get this field goal, it's over. So let's see if Sam Darnold can add on to the yardage he's getting right now. And he's going to air one to a 1v1 coverage. And it is caught over the same defender and the same receiver again. Denzel Mims. The 2 final touchdowns of the game. What a way to end it, an overtime touchdown to Denzel Mims again. What a grab. Back shoulder grab almost. Corner end zone about that area. Denzel Mims. Oh. Rookie of the year stats right now. 2 clutch touchdowns and a win for the New York Jets. We're moving on. So this one will not go for the Colts as the Raiders will get this one done. The final score 27-16. Alongside the Redskins getting an upset 23-21 over the Arizona Cardinals. The Buffalo Bills will walk out of New Era Field with a win 38-31 over the Houston Texans. The Atlanta Falcons win this one big 34-13. Alright, so the Patriots with Jared Stidham, the second-year player, is down by a touchdown, and I don't think they'll actually get this one off. I think we'll just see another game end in a weird way. Here we go. Actually, will he get it off? 1 second. He gets it off. 1 play. Here we go. And he does that. Okay, well, what are they trying to do? Well, what? I don't know. Cowboys win this one. 28-21. Well, I've been waiting for this game. This game is between Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. and Drew Brees and New Orleans Saints. It's a low-scoring battle, as I guess both quarterbacks weren't really that involved that much. I guess the defense have been the big key factors of this game. But here we have Tom Brady on the final drive, and you don't want to mess him on the final drive because we already know how that happens when we see him. And here he goes, and right when I say that, throws a pick to the Saints. Oh, the irony. I'm just talking about how good Tom Brady is on a final drive, and just throws a pick instantly, walks off the field, as the New Orleans Saints all have to do is get a first down. They win this game now by 1 point. I was expecting this game to be good, and then Tom Brady just comes out and does that. So we're up to a 3rd down and 5. If the Saints convert here, it is game. If they get stopped, however, Buccaneers and Tom Brady have a chance. But let's see, Drew Brees, 3rd down and 5. Big play here. Here we go. Looks for a pass this time. And he's going to throw this one. It's complete! Which means the Saints should shield this one as the Buccaneers call a timeout. And the Bucs, nothing they can do now as time is going to expire. And because this is the last game of the bracket, or the first round of the bracket, I'll pull up the bracket right now as the Buccaneers, or not the Buccaneers, the Saints go ahead and need this clock down. But here are our matchups going into the second round, otherwise known as the Sweet 16. We have the Vikings and Jaguars, Chiefs, Chargers, Steelers, Eagles, Dolphins, Browns, Bengals, Jets, Raiders, Redskins, Bills, Falcons, and Cowboys, Saints. That is some really interesting matchups we have here. But hey, that's just what the alphabetical bracket has done for us. And we're moving into the Sweet 16 as the Saints steal the last win of round 1. Let's go. Okay, here we are in Jacksonville. It's a 26-21 game. Yes, Jacksonville actually does have home field advantage as the Vikings are the number 32 seed. There's a flag called already, and this one will be a pick. Who will it be on, though? This is big. This is really big. It is against the offense, which means Jacksonville gets the pick from Kirk Cousins, the first play I got in, and that means Jacksonville pulls off another upset, moves on to the 3rd round, into the Elite 8, and the Chargers get embarrassed at their home field. I don't even know if they have a home field or not, losing 42-17. Patrick Mahomes threw 330 yards with 6 touchdowns, and the Chiefs will move past in this game versus the Chargers. Okay, we join in here in Philadelphia. It's the Steelers versus the Eagles. The Steelers, with Ben Roethlisberger back in the lineup, are down by a touchdown, 23-16. Ben Roethlisberger looks around, and he gets taken down by the Eagles. 57 seconds left in the clock now. 23-16, all timeouts on the board. And that is Darius Slay, the new pickup from the Detroit Lions, as it's a blitz mode to take out Roethlisberger. They line back up. No huddle, 40 seconds on the clock. They're really far into their own territory. Actually almost like 20 yards, but here we go. Roethlisberger scans the field. He gets time, has to move. Here comes the pressure. Taken down again. 2 sacks in a row. Timeout has been called by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Only 29 seconds remain as the Eagles defense is playing tough right now. 2 sacks in a row. Alright, here could be with the final play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Or could extend their lead. Or extend the play. Here we go. It's dropped, which means the Eagles will get the ball and can win this game with a knee or a few runs. The Eagles win 23-16. Not much else to say. Eagles are moving on to the Elite 8. Well, Tua Tagovailoa ended the Browns' hopes and dreams of winning as they get crushed by the Dolphins at their own stadium too. I believe the final score was, here it is, 34-20. Not a really big score difference, but enough to give the Dolphins a clean win, followed by Tua, the starting quarterback. Next game. Welcome back to another segment of How the Hell Did These Teams Get Here, featuring the New York Jets and the Cincinnati Bengals. The New York Jets on the road with Sam Darnold versus the at-home, I believe, the Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow should be starting right now. They're down by a touchdown with 1 minute and 10 seconds left. So Joe Burrow, yes it is Joe Burrow, number 9, looks for a pass, and that's actually a pretty good grab up to the sideline at the 50-yard line. Complete inbounds. Joe Burrow drops a dime around 1st down and 10. Time stops in 1 minute and 6 seconds. One of these teams has to come out of this game into the Elite 8. Kind of confusing that this team's actually made it this far. But, well, it is in alphabetical order, so anything is possible. Joe Burrow backs up. Here comes the pressure. He gets a short route. It's going to get a few yards. Gets a first down. Oh, gets a juke. Oh, it's a fumble. The Jets pick it up. The Jets are on the sideline. I think that's Jamal Adams who picks the fumble up. Oh, disaster strikes for the Cincinnati Bengals, the number 2 seed, as they were looking to go and score for an overtime game. But the Jets get this fumble. Let's take a look. I think that is Mixon who probably fumbles it. No, it's actually a backup running back. Pops free. I think that's Jamal Adams who picks it up and runs it 20 yards before getting taken down by Joe Burrow out of bounds into Jets territory now. Kind of crazy. Change of events right there. Jets should take this ball and bring the Jets into the Elite Eight. Sam Darnold with 267 yards and 2 touchdowns in the day. Alright, so believe it or not, there's probably one more shot for Joe Burrow as they actually get 6 seconds on the clock. The Jets had horrible time management, but here we go. Can Joe Burrow make a stand in the NFL? I highly doubt it, with 3 rushing for the green and white. Here goes a lob up to midfield, and this one knocked out, which means the New York Jets getting the fumble with Jamal Adams are knocked loose by one of the players picked up by Jamal Adams. We'll get this win and move on to the Elite Eight, so let's continue. And welcome back to part 2 of the segment of how the hell do these teams get here. This time, special guest stars, the Washington Redskins and the Las Vegas Raiders, and the Washington Redskins absolutely embarrassed the Raiders here at their home field, which will no longer be their home field in the case of next year. But kind of crazy to see that we're either going to see the Washington Redskins or the New York Jets make it to the Final Four. I mean, we've seen some crazy teams in the past make it to the Final Four, but we haven't seen this crazy. Redskins versus Jets matchup for the Final Four set. No clue how that's going to work, or the Elite Eight, But anyways, let's go into our final few games into the Sweet 16. Let's go. We finally got a decent game in the Sweet 16 between the Atlanta Falcons and the Buffalo Bills here in New Era Field in New York. Buffalo, as the Falcons are actually down by 1 point with no timeouts. Bills have all 3 timeouts, and Falcons have about 50 yards to go for a touchdown. However, they can settle for a field goal. They're in good range. A minute left, and for whatever reason, Matt Ryan does not seem to be starting. Not too sure. I wonder if he got injured earlier in this game. I do have him starting, so that is a little weird. I have every starting quarterback starting. So maybe that's why they're falling apart in this game. Who knows? Maybe they can still get something done with this backup quarterback, whoever they have. A minute and 8 is now on the clock after a second down and 10. Repeat down. Decided to put them on black pants. I don't know why they seem like they look good with these jerseys. Probably shouldn't have changed, but here they are. I don't even know who this is. He throws a short route. He's going to get taken down fast, and time is going to tick as he's taken down inbound. And time is under a minute now. 3rd down 11. Big play coming up. Here comes the backup quarterback, which I don't know who he is, but he's backing up. He's looking for the pass, and he's just going to throw it out of bounds. Yeah, Etling. That is why he does not start. Alright, here comes a big down for the Atlanta Falcons. A 4th down and 11 at midfield. Honestly, they probably could have taken a field goal because I don't trust getting this down. Let's see. Oh, they actually do get it as the Bills blow coverage. They let them. Oh, wait, no, they don't get it. Oh, they do get it. Wait, no, who gets it? I can't tell. Was that 11 yards? I think it was. I think the Falcons did get that. I was looking at the field goal range line, and I thought that was a 1st down. I believe he did get this one. Time is ticking, though. It's down to 15 seconds. Oh, they're running a play. They don't want to take a field goal. Let's see. What are they going to do? They're going to look for a pass. He's going to throw this one. Oh, thank goodness he dropped that. You glad he dropped that, because if he caught that, got him doomed. They got to kick a field goal. So the Atlanta Falcons will take this field goal, which is really smart. It is probably a 50-yard field goal. Here it comes. Is it good enough? It is. It's straight down the middle. A little low, but it still works. I'm guessing that's Young-Ho Koo. 19-17 game as the Atlanta Falcons take the lead here in Buffalo, which could be a big win for the ATL. But Buffalo still has a chance. 5 seconds. They need a kick return. Let's see if they can do it. Josh Allen lines up. 3 are going to rush for the Atlanta Falcons. Here we go. Has about 70 yards to go. And he's probably going to fling this one early, as he does. He does have a rocket. Let's see if he can get there. It can get there. It just can't be completed, as what an attempt by Josh Allen, but gets knocked down by the Atlanta Falcons defense, which means the Atlanta Falcons, with a clutch field goal by Young-Ho Koo and kind of the drive by Etling, causes a win for the Atlanta Falcons as they're moving on to the Elite Eight. Let's continue. Cowboys in AT&T Stadium versus the New Orleans Saints will actually win this game 31-24. Taking a knee with Dak Prescott. Now that the Sweet 16 is over, let's take a look at our matchups going into the Elite 8. So we have some really funny ones. Let's start with the left side of the bracket. We have the number 17 Jaguars versus the number 9 Chiefs. The number 13 Packers versus the number 12 Dolphins. Or not the number 13 Eagles, and number 12 Dolphins. And on the right side, we have the number 18 Jets and the number 26 Redskins. Kind of funny. And then we have the number 14 Falcons versus the number 11 Cowboys. So we had some really interesting matchups. I'm kind of cool with this bracket because it's created some really weird stuff, and it's going to be a really weird matchup in the Super Bowl, I'll say that. But the Chiefs still have a chance, and the Cowboys. Those are our 2 front runners, and then every other team, don't know. But let's go ahead and get into our first Elite Eight game between the Jaguars and the Chiefs. I am in utter disbelief that the Jacksonville Jaguars walked into Arrowhead Stadium and came out with a win versus the Kansas City Chiefs. That is unbelievable. The Jacksonville Jaguars, which I'm pretty sure their only home game was versus the Minnesota Vikings, are beating the Chiefs. And I was going to say this is going to be an easy game for the Chiefs, and the Chiefs do so good in these brackets. We've seen how they play. But Gardner Minshew and the Jaguars are going to the Final Four to play the winner of the Eagles and Dolphins. Isn't that crazy? The Chiefs will fall in this game 23-10. They could have put up some more points, but by now it's basically impossible for the Chiefs to come back. That is crazy. Chiefs knocked out for once of a lifetime in this bracket. Let's go. Well, both these teams have made it this far before, but the Eagles will come out victorious this time. They'll win this game 20-17 as they take a knee with Carson Wentz, which means the Eagles are the second team to make it into the Final Four, and they will be playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. Dolphins fall in the Elite Eight. Pretty good for them. Eagles will move on. Let's go to the right side of the bracket now, where we have two matchups. I believe it is the Jets and Redskins and Falcons Cowboys. Let's go. This game, we have another game end with a knee for the New York Jets as they are moving on to the Final Four. Sam Darnold is doing something different with the green, white, and black. Kind of crazy the Jets made it this far, but they're the third team to make it to the Final Four. And our last team will be between the Falcons and Cowboys. So who will win out of that? And then we'll get into the Final Four. Let's go. Because the Atlanta Falcons are down by 3 at AT&T Stadium for a chance at the Final Four. Matt Ryan is in the game this time, and they get a first down. However, they don't have any timeouts once again, which means they need to depend on Young Ho Koo to kick another field goal and be clutch. However, I don't think they'll be able to make it to the field goal range, which means Matt Ryan has got to do the work here. Down by 3 as the Cowboys are looking to make it into the Final Four. Matt Ryan looks for a short pass up to midfield, but there's no time on the board. I don't think they can get up and get a play down, as I believe the Dallas Cowboys will win this game and move on to the Final Four. And yes, they will. So the Cowboys, they stopped Falcons in the offensive drive the last plays of the game. And we now have our Final Four. So here's our matchups. We have the number 17 Jaguars versus the number 13 Eagles, and the number 18 Jets versus the number 11 Cowboys. So we'll get into our first matchup, Jaguars-Eagles, and then we'll get to the Jets and Cowboys right after this. Let's go. With our first semi-final game between the Eagles and the Jaguars, we have a close one, 13-12, as the Jaguars currently have the lead with 3 timeouts. So the Eagles are far into their own territory with a minute and less now, as they are down by only 1 point, which means they need about 50 yards or so to be comfortable for a field goal. Carson Wentz looking for the first pass. He airs this one to midfield, and it's almost picked off. The Jaguars would have made a Super Bowl appearance if they got that one, but luckily wasn't caught for the Eagles and the Jaguars' point of view. The Eagles are on a repeat down of 2nd down and 10, but now 50 seconds. At least it stops the clock. However, the Eagles still have 2 timeouts if they do need to stop the clock. 6-7 rush yards for the Eagles. A lot of big passing game. There you go, 262 passing yards. Carson Wentz definitely has been doing his job right in these playoffs. Let's see if he can capitalize and make it to the Super Bowl. I believe it'll be the second time they make it to the Super Bowl in this, if they do win. Let's see. Carson Wentz really far into his own territory. Here comes a blitz. Here comes the pressure. He's running out of it. Can he escape? He escapes, but he's going to get the first down. He's going to run for more. He gets taken out of bounds. What a strong run by Carson Wentz, as it's still first down and 10, 40 seconds, and that was a big run. However, they still have a couple more yards to go to be comfortable. Only 10 yards is good, but a lot more is needed as Carson Wentz puts the team on his back, runs for the first down and more, taken out of bounds. First down and 10, 40 seconds left for the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, Carson Wentz lines back up after that run, and you can see the logo in the midfield, which means they're getting closer. Fakes the handoff. Carson Wentz looks for the pass, and he gets one, tiptoeing out of bounds. And it is caught in bounds, but he gets out of bounds and stops the clock. Another first down and 10. What a good dart by Carson Wentz, as they are just a few yards from field goal range. 2 back-to-back plays for Carson Wentz. The Eagles puts them in position to win this game with a field goal. Can the Jaguars stop him here? Let's see. The Eagles only need a few more yards, and they can take this one. As you can see, they are standing almost around midfield. You can see the eye that they're on for the Eagles logo. 35 seconds now. Carson Wentz looks complete. 30-yard line. Even more. Breaks a few tackles. It is a strong catch with timeout being called. And the Eagles are running down the field right now. Play after play. 3 first downs in a row. Carson Wentz is delivering, and there's now 30 seconds left, and there's not much hope for the Jaguars, as the Eagles are hoping to kick the game-winning field goal. and move on to the Super Bowl. Can they do it? Let's see. Oh, Carson Wentz actually gets... Oh, it's a fumble! Oh, it's picked up by the Eagles, man. I was about to say Carson Wentz got sacked, but he did, which is bad for the Eagles. There was a big fumble. That could have been huge. They get out of that one, and time is going to tick, which means they're probably going to take the field goal now. Take a look at this. Oh, never mind. Timeout's been called. Okay. Timeout called by, I guess, the Eagles. 13-12. Field goal up next. Alright, here comes the big kick for the Eagles. Still a little bit of time left if they do make it. Here it goes. It's up. Can it get there? It sure can, which means the Eagles get the lead. 15-13. Jaguars will get this ball back with 8 seconds as the Eagles survive and put it through after a good drive by Carson Wentz with 3 first downs in a row. And the Jaguars will get a chance to maybe make something up with less than 10 seconds. Let's see if it's possible. So here comes the final play of the game with Gardner Minshew leading the pack. He needs to throw this one deep. Let's see if he can do it. 3 rush for the Eagles. He throws it kind of quick. It's up. And this one is knocked away, which means the Eagles will win this one and head to the Super Bowl in the 32-team alphabetical bracket. What a great game we had there as the Eagles, led by Carson Wentz, come back at the end, get the field goal, and we'll head to the Super Bowl to play the winner of the Cowboys and the Jets. Let's go to the next one. So we're back at AT&T Stadium for the chance to go to the Super Bowl between the New York Jets and the Dallas Cowboys. The Jets are about to kick it onside. The chances are low, but it's still possible. Let's see if they can do it. 12 seconds remain. Here it comes. Can they recover? And they cannot, which means the Cowboys will be making their trip in an NFC East matchup in the 32-team alphabetical Super Bowl. The Eagles and the Cowboys is up next after the final knee by Dak Prescott. Let's continue on the bracket and on to the Super Bowl. We have a Super Bowl between the Cowboys and the Eagles. The Eagles just had 3 downs and they dropped all of them, so it's 4th down and 10. It's a 35-27 game, and this is the final play for the Eagles. Unless they somehow convert, get out of bounds, get a touchdown, I have no clue how they have a chance in this. The Cowboys are looking to win this one in the alphabetical Super Bowl. Here it comes. It's coming up for a first down in the middle of the field. It is dropped, and which means the Dallas Cowboys are the alphabetical 32-team Super Bowl champions, winning the Super Bowl 35-27 over their NFC East rivals, the Eagles. Eagles had a good run. Cowboys had a better one. And the Cowboys will win the 32-team bracket, episode 5. So the bracket should be pulled up on the screen, the complete final results of all the games. This was by far the wackiest of all brackets we've seen. We've seen some weird teams make it this far, such as the Jets, Redskins, Raiders, Jaguars, and even Dolphins, and maybe even Eagles and Cowboys. I'm kind of concerned, or kind of confused to how they made it this far. It's kind of cool to see new teams, though, and a lot to look forward to in this 32-team bracket series. So, next time, we'll catch you then for the 32-team brackets. Who will win it next time, and were your predictions correct? Let me know down below. But for now, I'll see you guys later.